put that in the chat room?
Somebody says we need bagpipes. Hey, well, we got, one of the big questions.
Hey, first of all, let's welcome Doris to the chat room.
Hey, Doris, how you doing? Welcome to the chat room. Sporty Andy R is logged in with us. Chopper Ross is there. James is there. Annie Evil's still in the house. Mr. Roach says, soon, speed bump coming up. Yeah. We are going to be talking about the speed bump.
We know about the speed bump.
First, we're going to talk about this movie because, we had this big question. Was there actually an Easy Rider 2? And I think, unfortunately, yes, there is an Easy Rider 2.
It isn't looking to be the best, is it?
Fat Bob says, you're catching it now, Warren. I catch it from these guys all the time.
Everybody in the chat room, say hi to Doris. That's my sister, you guys.
That's
my older sister. So say hello to her. She's a dandy lady and a lot of fun, and she's probably laughing her butt off right now. She loves to laugh. And
I hope so.
And I find it very easy to make her laugh. So we probably have had her going since the opening moments. We're going to be soliciting, I personally, am going to be soliciting opinions from the audience in the chat room, okay, about this particular motorcycle.
We don't know yet. We don't know about this one yet. Go ahead and run that movie open. You guys check this out. Let us know what you think.
When motorcycles meet movies, mayhem ensues. That's right. It's time for KickStartTV's Motorcycle Movie Mayhem. The movies with bikes, bikers, and all the action you can handle. So sit back, grab some popcorn, douse it in 30 weight, and don't forget the bonbons.
Modified rate. One of these days I'm gonna take this baby somewhere far away from here. Hell yeah! Hell no! We won't go! You are a disgrace! Bridges over in Vietnam and you don't even have the guts to fight with it!
My name is Morgan Williams. I had a brother Wyatt. He had this nickname. Captain America.
Morgan, Daddy's not going to be around much longer. This has to stop.
It's time to face the ghosts of the past.
You better be ready to drink some whiskey,
Wyatt was a cowboy. He put these spurs on every time I got on that bike. He's out there riding, man, riding free. It's really awesome what you're doing, feeding all these people. I think maybe I can help. How much is in here? There's enough.
Yeah! Your beloved son, he couldn't deal with you anymore, Pop.
I'm just getting started.
Wow. Holy smokes.
I always knew you had a dark side.
I always knew you had a dark side to him.
Okay, that was what my mother said when I brought my first motorcycle home. Dad said, take it back. Mom was screaming, where did we go wrong?
Where did we go? Oh, yeah, my parents.
Oh, and by the way, when Dad said, take it back,
yeah,
he winked at me.
My parents, I'm trying to remember. I didn't start riding until I was about 22 or something. My parents were like, you're going to die in a bloody wreck. Yours. I don't know, that didn't work out so good.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid, pretty much was the message I got with that one. But, hey, man, it's been 30 years. That hasn't happened yet. So, knock on wood, it ain't
no good
going to
come of it.
Yeah, no good's going to come of this motorcycle nonsense. So, anyway, speaking of that trailer, what'd you think? I don't know, man. Now, we got some production stills from the movie that, that here you go. Take a look at this. Go ahead and run this up. Now, obviously, this guy is doing his finest Peter Fonda imitation. He kind of looks like him a little bit. And he's wearing all the clothing and doing all the stuff. They got a Captain America that's got the wrong handlebars on.
Well, you know what? I don't think they tried to completely duplicate the previous motorcycle. I don't think that was the idea.
I don't know because when he goes into the garage, you say you get the feeling that that in this movie that maybe what's his name went over to Vietnam and died, and then his brother got the bike and something like that. I mean, that's what I got from the trailer.
Bike was burned up and blown up at the end of the film.
I know that, but they're kind of ignoring that fact. Or maybe maybe it was like burned up and blown up, and then they rebuilt it, and then he went off and died. I don't know. I mean, I'm just making this up, man, as clearly they are. Let's go to the next shot. We see if we got something. Here he is display, and this is the actor who's, and I don't know this guy's name. Is this movie finally out? The answer to that is unknown. It was supposedly released in 2009, which was,
almost over.
Almost over, unless they're going to release it tomorrow, James says, I want to see it. Breeze says they've been working on it for a while.
It was wrapped up in contractual problems, copyright problems, all sorts of things of that nature, ladies and gentlemen. I spoke to some of the people. I have some inside knowledge of this film and some of the problems that they ran into. The actors were fired at one point because of, again, contractual disagreements. The production company wasn't able to pay them because they couldn't. The money to make the film was pulled because of copyright infringement, copyright problems.
And I got to wonder about that. I mean, there are ways around that. I mean, they could have called it like Easy R2 or something like that.
They could have done something.
Kind of gotten around it a little bit, and everybody would have figured it out. You show a bike with a flag on the tank. Not that that's a Captain America, but a lot of people assume that a bike with a flag on the tank is Captain America. You could have Easy R2, and you could have gotten around that. And
you could have, and I do know that production was held up for some time. And for those reasons, and they hammered a lot of it out in court and that sort of garbage, like the courts are really going to do anything. And apparently they got the go-ahead to finish the film, and whether it's actually in completion or not, I don't know. Now,
go ahead and show this. There you go, man.
Of this.
Okay, now the big question here in the chat room is, James says, I want to see it. Grumpy says, I'd go see it. Mr. Roach says, going to be lame. Which I got a funny feeling Mr. Roach is right on the money with this one. 40 Andy R says, I don't know if it'll be any good, but I want to see it. Right. Greg Hublis says, actress Anna, are you going to do any more acting? Ooh, so Anna.
I'm not going to get real excited about it, but I'm going to say I would go see it because I want to see what they did and just find out and be prepared for it to be lame. The motorcycle is clearly much different than the original.
Right. Chopper Ross says, is that the original bike? Sporty Andy R says, no, it can't be. Breeze says, not the original bike. Sporty Andy says, one was stolen, the other was crashed and sold for parts. Grumpy says, you got to see it and develop your own opinion. Yeah, he's right about that.
That's
Breeze
right.
says, this was not done with the blessing of the originals. No, I'm sure it wasn't. No, I'm sure that they and we were kind of talking about this before the show. I mean, there's sort of some stuff. Why do you want to remake some stuff? Why should you remake something that's like, it's a classic, I mean, it's great. Why redo it? It's kind of like all the old horror movies they're redoing and stuff these days. It's kind of like they're not any better than the. They got more effects, but they're not as scary. Here's a production shot of the movie that shows they actually did film the damn thing. They're out there with their white balancing deal and their reflectors, and they're doing shots. And let's see what else we got shot wise for this film. Here, we got anything else coming? Yeah, here's a shot of a guy actually. I don't know who this is. I don't think this is the actor, but here's a shot of a guy actually riding that particular Captain America, which I agree with you, man. That frame's way too kicked out. I've seen yours. I know it's dead on, man.
Yeah, that front end is really way too far out. There's a lot of things, like I said, that don't measure up or duplicate the original film.
Here's another shot of the actors. It's not too bad. I mean, he does have that fond look. Breeze says they were at the Vegas Bike Week and said it would be out spring 01.
Spring what? 01? How about spring 10?
Or spring 11. Spring 10, maybe she typed it wrong. Spring 2010, I would think would be, because they got the trailers.
They were at the smokeout, remember?
I know, but that wasn't like what?
That was when they were tied up in contractual and copyright.
Oh, okay.
Snafu.
Speaking of smokeout, man.
Smokeout.
We're going to be going to that thing whenever it is.
Down in, where the hell is it? New Mexico somewhere.
Rumpy Dump, New Mexico. It begins with an R.
Good Lord.
It's not Ruidoso. It's something else. But anyway, so let's show this last shot.
It's not pronounced Ruidoso.